Hey guys, today I want to bring you a quick video on the Avian-X Top Flight Gadwall decoys. Bought these last season, I've used them a handful of times, and wanted to give you my thoughts just in case you were considering these. So these come in a set of 6 whenever you buy them. It's 4 drakes and 2 hens. There's 2 body positions that those come in, which is the resting body position and the swimming body position. So I duck hunt on the Texas coast in the marshes or in the Texas coastal prairies. And I know everyone always uses mallard decoys in their spreads with maybe some occasional pintails and teal. But the funny thing is, in the few years that I've been duck hunting, I can count on one hand how many mallards I've seen, but I've shot plenty of gadwall and teal. So my philosophy was that if you're trying to match what you're actually shooting, gadwall decoys would be a good addition, or if not basis, for your decoy spreads. So I think these decoys probably come in a little bit heavier than some of the less expensive decoys sets that I've seen out there. I weighed these on my little home scale. The hen comes in at about 19.5 ounces, which is about 1¼ pounds. And the drake comes in a little bit heavier at 21.7 ounces, which is 1.4 pounds, so almost 1.5 pounds. So you can kind of figure that out in terms of, you know, your total rig up and how many you're going to be carrying around and what that's going to feel like. The shape and texture I think is really good. This is, you know, typical for Avian-X decoys. They put a lot of attention into the details. This drake especially I think is really good. You can see all the texturing, and these little grooves that they have on this one specifically I think give it a good kind of field of depth when you're looking at it. You can see all the different accent colors that they have to try to match a real gadwall. Again, overall, I think this looks really, really good. And especially at some distance, you can kind of see all the little speckling and things like this. It looks a little funny up close, but at a distance, it really gives it a nice look. You can see the attention to detail in terms of the little accents here, and white here, and the black on the rest, and of course the top. So here's a quick comparison of the decoy versus a real-life gadwall. You can look at the pictures. I think overall really, really good. Maybe the coloration in the head, not quite right. But I think the rest of the body is really good, and I'm especially impressed by the little stripes, striations, I guess, in the feathers along the main part of the body of this drake, which I think is really cool. So same for the hen decoy. We can take a look. Obviously the hen's less colorful, but again, a lot of texturing in the feathers, kind of individual shapes for some of the feathers with accent colors, texture inside of them. You know, again, I think it's really good representation. One of the really neat things I think is that they took a lot of effort to really replicate what the bill looks like on a hen. So, you know, the splotchy black on an orange kind of drab bill is spot on to what they look like in the wild. So here's the hen decoy next to a real life picture of a Gadwall hen. Again, the coloration of the bill I think is really cool. It's very representative. Head size seems a little bit bigger on the decoy. The overall coloration too it seems like a bit darker overall in the decoy versus the real life hen in this case, but still pretty good. So in terms of durability, I think these are gonna be really durable. Typical to the Avian-X decoys, these are made of a pliable material. I'm not sure if it's a type of rubber or some kind of plastic, but they're not gonna break. In fact, if you look at my blue wing teal video, you can see a decoy that was shot, and the pellets are still rattling around in that one, and you can't really tell. It continued floating throughout the rest of the season. The finish I think is pretty good. We'll see how they hold up. Again, I haven't used these that much. You're getting on the teal, I have a little bit of scraping and discolor, you know, paint missing already from the bills, and on the top of the head these still look really good, but hopefully it's just minor stuff that I can touch up with time. So overall I'm pretty happy with them. I think they're a great looking decoy. The only complaint I have about them, I would say, is it's good and bad. So the texturing, especially on the hens, you know, is really good and I think really realistic, but it's really hard to clean. So last year, you know, these got pretty muddy riding behind the ATV, and I've tried cleaning these up with water and little brushes, and I just can't quite get the finish back to what it looked like and clean. I mean, it looks pretty good now, but it's just a little dull. For comparison, this is a hen mallard, and obviously it's a bit bigger, but you can tell the texturing in the feathers and general coloration of the body between the mallard and the gadwall are were pretty much the same. And in fact, this Hen Gadwall looked a lot more like this when I first got it out of the box. So again, these are the Avian-X Top Flight Gadwall decoys. I think they're really good. I'm happy with the purchase so far. I'm going to use them this season, and I think they'll get the job done. We'll see. Time will tell. I'm Jesse with Strix Outdoors. Thanks for watching.